Well, Jim from HomesNOW. It's May the 3rd at 3 o'clock. I'm very important and very excited to share an update with you. As many of you know, and some don't, the HomesNOW meets with the city planning department, the police chief, the chief of police, every Friday at 11 o'clock to discuss what's going on with Safe Haven, Winter Haven, whatever we're doing. Give them updates to them to give us feedback. So today we had our weekly meeting. As you know, I think it was 2 city council meetings ago, I announced that HomesNOW was not going to apply for another tent encampment permit, that we were going to apply for a tiny home village permit, which is true. You also know that last week at our meeting that we were given the go-ahead to build our first tiny home at Safe Haven. And they went one step further and said we could occupy it. So I started a fundraiser. Within 24 hours, I raised the $3,200 for that tiny home. Next Saturday, not tomorrow, but the next Saturday, May 11th, at 9 o'clock in the morning, we'll start building that tiny home at Safe Haven, 620 Alabama Street, and our own Texas Street. If you have your own tools, bring them. We need people that know what they're doing, but we also need a regular community. We're going to try to do a mini Operation Tiny Home Build like they just did, where they taught people. We're going to do a mini one. It's not going to be as organized and all that, but we're going to try to teach people how to build a tiny home. So, you know, we did that. A lot of people have been asking us about land. We still don't own land. We still haven't found a church to give us land or let us use their land. We don't even want them to give it to us, just let us use it for 2 years. We haven't found that, but we're working on it. So our plan was to build this one tiny home, and the city's going to go, wow, we love it so much, build more. And then our goal is to have 5 to 6 built before we move to the next site. And then when we move to the next site, our goal was to not have any more tents, but to have 20 tiny homes. So here's the deal, folks. Our meeting today, we do have a site. The city has committed to another site for us until April of 2020. I'm not going to tell you the site. You can ask me all you want what site. We're not going public with it yet, but I've got a letter of commitment from the city to provide us our next site. And let's go one more step further. We're going to take the 6 tiny homes we built at Safe Haven and move them over there. That'll leave us with 14 tents. So we're going to have a mixed community, tents and tiny homes. Our goal, by November 1st, the tent permit expires. We cannot be in tents anymore. We have to have all 20 tiny homes built. So we'll be a totally tiny home community by November 1st. They asked if we could do it. I said, yes, I've got great support and great donors, and we're going to do it. So there's a challenge, folks. We now have a letter, which I have, that gives us just permission to do this. We've got to do it right. We proved we could do this with the tents. Now we're going to prove we can do it with tiny homes. But the one thing that they did say, so we have a year. Our permit was only going to be good for 6 months at the next site, but I said we need to get through winter. So the permit, if approved, all this is if everything goes right and we don't have major problems, okay? The permit will last until the end of April. So we will be able to get through winter at the next site. We won't have to move. So when we move, we will be there until April. That's a year. But the city told us that is the last spot they have for us. Now it's up to us to find the spot. So here comes you, the volunteer, the supporter. We seriously, folks, have a green light now to build 20 tiny homes. And we have a place to keep them until April. But we need the community to come together and find us a quarter acre, not an acre, not 5 acres, a quarter acre with water and electric by April of next year. If that means we've got to buy one, we're willing to buy one. If we can get the donors to donate, we'll buy one. But we need the money. And we've got realtors looking at the cheapest property we can find that will work for us. Yeah, I can find properties all over the county for $5,000, but they won't work. We'll need to clear the trees, we'll need to level it, we'll need to do this, we'll need to do that. So the lot we're looking at for about a quarter acre is going to be anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000. Unless somebody's sitting on some and is willing to give us permission to use it, which the city made the commitment that if somebody wants to let us use a quarter acre of their land, they will permit it. They'll work with us. But right now we have a year to work on that. But what we have now is a timeline. By November 1st of 2019, I need to have 20 tiny homes built. That means I need to raise $57,000 more to build those 19 tiny homes. I'm not going to start doing that yet. First, we're going to build the first one step at a time. Once we get an okay from the city, then we're going to put out a call for people for money. Also, groups. We'll give you the blueprint. We will have a blueprint because all the tiny homes are going to be built exactly the same way. So we'll have a blueprint. So say your church group says, we want to build one for you. We'll give you the blueprint. You go buy the lumber, you build it, and we'll have our guy move it to our spot. We're going to ask BTC's Carpentry School to build one. We're going to ask anybody that wants to build one with the skills, build us one, you know. But they'll all be built from our blueprint, which we will have by the end of this build. This is history in the making, folks. It's like I told them today, you know, July of 2017, we came to you with the same proposal, and you said no. Here it is 2 years later, and now it's yes. So to me, it took too long. To some of my friends that are activists and trying to do what I've been doing longer than I have been doing it, and still haven't got a 10 up, let alone a tiny home, they think I'm knocking it out of the park and it's moving fast. I don't have patience. I didn't go to med school. I'm not a doctor. I don't need patience. I need action. So, to sum it all up, we're going from tiny homes, from tents to tiny homes, 6 of them before July, August, June, at Safe Haven. So every time we build a tiny home, we take a tent out. Then we move to our new spot, which we do have, but I don't care who you are. If you ask me, I'm not going to tell you because that was the deal we made with the city. We'll probably be going public with it probably within a couple of weeks, I would imagine. Just got to dot some I's and cross some T's and talk to the right people before we announce it. So, build a tiny home May 11th. We'll frame it in. The next weekend, we'll finish it off. Then, we'll start a fundraiser. Once the city says, yeah, that looks great, let's do more, then we'll start a fundraiser to build another one. Or if we can get the right people, we could build 4 on site at once and frame up 4 in one day. All we need is 4 teams of people that actually know what they're doing. These are 8 by 12, really simple. You'll have a blueprint. It's really simple. It's nothing complicated, and we're not going to make it complicated. No matter who brings complication to it, we're not going to let it happen. It's going to stay simple. So we'll have 6 built on site by July when we have to move to our next site. Then when we get to our next site, we'll have all the infrastructure already in place, ready to go, to have electric to 20 tiny homes. We'll have 6 when we move and 14 tents. Within the first month, we want to have 12 tiny homes and 8 tents. Or how many ever we can get built. But we are going to build 20 tiny homes at the next site by November 1st. Because in November 1st, the permit for the tents, because there's 2 permits, one for tents, one for tiny homes. This is going to be a mixed village. So we'll have a permit for tents till November 1st. After November 1st, no matter whether we got the tiny homes built or not, the tents go away. And whoever's in them goes away. So it's really important that we as a community come together, raise money, do whatever you can, get skilled people to help this happen, and we build 20 tiny homes by November. May, June, July, August, September, November. 6 months, people, to build 8, 20, to build 20 8 by 12 sheds. Just think of it that way. It's not complicated, folks. 4 walls of 4 in a row. That's it. Insulation, sheetrock, or paneling. Pretty simple. Boom, boom, boom. So, that's the good news. I can't thank Rick Shempler and Lisa Poole and Chief Dahl for all the support. They have really come and stepped it up. They gave us plenty of compliments. They were really happy with how we're running things. I admitted that I'm kind of shocked how smooth it's running. Do we have our bumps in the road? Yeah, we do. Do I get frustrated? Yes, I do. Does Rachel get frustrated? Yes, I do. So if you want to see the basic idea of what we're going to do, you need to go to HomesNOW.org/Unity Village. Yes, Unity Village was planned for the county. Danielle and I are going to be all revamping that, but that's the same concept that we're going to use. You're going to see stages. It's 4 stages. 6 tiny homes, 14 tents. 10 tiny homes, 10 tiny homes, 10 tents. You know, as we get more tiny homes, there'll be less tents. So by November, we'll be out of it. So if you go to HomesNOW.org/Unity Village, you'll see the basic ideas. Hopefully by the end of next week, we can have the total proposal. So it says, and we are going to call it Unity Village. That's what we've always wanted to name our tiny home villages. And then after we get Unity Village up, there will be no more tent encampments run by HomesNOW whatsoever. We will be totally tiny homes. And our long-term goal, which I expressed to the city, and they were quite pleased with it, is by the end of by December 2020 to have 4 tiny home villages of 20 tiny homes apiece. One will be for working. The first one's going to be for working people and those on disability. The second one's going to be for veterans. The third one's going to be for women. And the fourth one's going to be for families. That'll be 80 tiny homes in 4 separate locations. We will not do it any more than 20 tiny homes in one place. So that's the news. I'm so thankful. My dream is coming true. It is so neat to see. Yes, yes, yes. I just want to thank all our supporters who have stuck with us. This was always Doug's and my intention from the very get-go to build tiny homes, not tents, not summits, not a shower truck, none of that. It's always been about building tiny homes, and that's what we're going to do, and that's where our focus is going to be. So, thank you for listening to this long-ass video. And how long did I go this time? I'm sorry for it being so long. I'm really excited. If you got good ideas for fundraising or you want to start a fundraiser, remember it costs about $3,000 per tiny home. So we need 19 tiny homes. That's $57,000. So every $3,000 we get, that's one more tiny home we can get. If you know contractors that want to help us, electricians that want to donate wire, people that want to donate paneling or sheetrock or hardwood floor. We're going to need some hardwood floor. Windows, specific size windows. If you got somebody who wants to do that, or you want to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy us windows, or wherever you want to buy windows at, get with us. Email us, private message me. My email is jim@homesnow.org or just admin@homesnow.org, and we'll get you what material list of what we need. But we're going to do this, and it's all because of you, our supporters, and the community, and now the city working with us. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and that's it. No more good news. Now's when the fun begins. I'm so excited because it's all downhill from here, folks. Once we do this, we're good to go. So thank you again. Pull your seatbelts tight because this is getting ready to fly. You thought we moved fast before? You haven't seen shit now. May 11th. It's going to be a work party. We're going to build our first one. Come out. Join us. If you got M18 batteries for Milwaukee Power Tools, we got given $15,000 worth of Milwaukee Power Tools by Operation Tiny Home without batteries. I bought 4 batteries and 2 chargers. So if you have batteries laying around, M18 or M12 batteries from Milwaukee Tools, the little round ones, the 12-volt ones, or the M18s, we'd really like to have the extended charge, extra charge. But if you got the regular ones, we'll take those also. We need batteries, folks. We need to raise money for batteries, or people donate batteries. The only place in Bellingham, like big box store, Lowe's does not carry Milwaukee. They don't sell Milwaukee batteries, but Home Depot does. So thank you again. I will probably be putting up another fundraiser tomorrow just to raise money for incidentals to go along with this build, the unexpected things. If you're an electrician, we could use some help, especially if you're a licensed electrician. We could use you to donate just enough time to wire the inside of the house. The tiny home, 8 by 12. It's 3 outlets and 1 light and a light switch. That's it. So it's not a lot, but it'd be really nice if we had a licensed electrician do that for us. We'll drill all the holes and all the things to run the wires and all that. We just would like to have an licensed electrician do it. We have an electrical engineer that will work with you. So thank you very much. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.